Hello everybody. Happy Chalking Day. I'm going to work on our monthly transfer for the month, the French market for our Club Couture members who received that. And if you're not a Club Couture member, I will talk a little bit about that. But welcome. I am Robin Schmidt with Odessa Rose Creates, an independent chalk couture designer located in the Omaha, Nebraska area. Today I want to share with you our fabulous website, which is chalkcouture.com/Odessa Rose. Odessa Rose is named after my grandmothers. Carrie Odessa and Mary Rosella were their names. Let me just make sure I had to move my camera a little bit, so I want to make sure my head is not like chopped off or anything. Shoot, let me find myself. Oops. Let's see if we're doing good with that. There we are. Alright. Yeah, you can see me okay. My light's kind of here in the way, but otherwise we're doing good. Hello. Say hi if you're watching. I would love to chat with you as I create here today. And if you have any questions, just ask. I will try to look at my iPad once I set it over here under the camera to see if there's any questions. Anyway, I was going to show you my website, chalkcouture.com/Odessa Rose. And the first thing you're going to see on top is our transfer palooza for our customers. You buy 3 transfers, you get the 4th one free. So, especially if you're looking for big ones, the free one has to be of equal or less value, so the cheapest one's going to be free. But if you're looking to get big ones, you could get 4 big ones and get the 4th one free, which is a good deal. Or just buy a variety size and then the smallest one would be free. So, super good deal. It's the first time Chalk Couture has offered that great discount, so that is an awesome thing to do. I've had some people do that, order from me and get those deals. At the bottom, what's new is my Instagram account photos are down at the bottom as you scroll down. And then you can actually click on it and it'll go right to my Instagram if you want to look at all my photos. I do post all my projects also on my Pinterest page. And then my live videos that I'm doing here on Facebook or any other videos that I create, I also put on my YouTube channel. And those are all under Odessa Rose Creates Robin Schmidt or Robin Schmidt Odessa Rose Creates. So either way, you can find them. You can also get the links. If you go to my Instagram and you click on my account, you can go to this link tree, click on that, and it'll show all my links to my Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest, and Facebook, and of course Chalk Couture's website. So that's another way. I think that link is also in my Facebook profile. If you go to my Facebook profile, you'll see that link also, and you can look at all my different social medias. So, alright, let's get started. What is Club Couture? You may be asking if you're not familiar. It's a monthly subscription with Chalk Couture, and you can order and get on that subscription also on my website, and you can join for $19.99 a month. You will receive, let me get this set up. Why isn't that turning? I don't want to turn. There we go. Hi, Lori. I'm going to set this right over here so I can look at that. We'll get rid of my keyboard. And I'm going to set that back here because I need to show you something. Okay, so you get this in the mail every month. You'll get a size B transfer, which is like a 9x12, which makes a perfect 8x11, 8x10 design if it's a one pattern design. Sometimes they're cut-ups and cut-aparts, and they might make a smaller project once you get all the layering done. But generally lately they've been kind of a simple one transfer project. So, and then you get 3 paste packets that have coordinating colors. Each month they're different, and these are paste packets, and you'll get colors that will work with your transfer. So you get those little chalk paste packets that you can open up and just use a little bit at a time, and you can even, after you open it, don't squirt it all out, just use a little bit at a time, and then you can fold this down and tape it and save your paste for another project. So you can get more than one project out of your paste. When you do join, I suggest you'll go to Couture.com/Odessa Rose, click on Club Couture, and they also offer a startup kit for club members that you can opt to buy. You don't have to, but you do get a couple surfaces, a jar of white paste, which is always great to have for your chalkboard surfaces. And hi, Gail. And then you'll get a squeegee, because you'll need a squeegee, and some board erasers. Am I forgetting anything? And you get a discount deal on that startup packet for Club Couture. You also have the option to buy the current month's transfer. So like if you would join right now, you would have the opt to buy the French Market transfer, which was this month. Because your subscription will start in April if you would join now. So that's when you would get your first $19.99 plus free shipping transfer in April. So you would have the option to buy this current month transfer and then that startup kit. So it is a 3-month commitment for the first time out, and then after the 3 months, if you decide you don't want to do it anymore, or maybe you decide you want to be a Chalk Couture designer and get those discounts, so you can buy more products at a discount, you can do that too. You can do that anytime, and they will transfer that into designership. So perfect thing to start your creative juices going. It makes it easy that you get a little bit of paste color without having to buy all the jars right away, and you can start creating with Chalk Couture. So these are reusable silkscreen transfers. So I use them, I wash them with water, allow it to dry, you put them back on their backer sheets, and you can reuse them again and again and again. They can use on any hard surface for our chalk paste. We have inks also, which we can use on shirts, fabrics, stoneware, and glass. Anything you can heat set, those things would be heat set in the oven. Fabrics would be heat set with an iron or a easy press, something like that. Hi, Linda. Hi, Michelle. Karen. Good morning to you. It's afternoon for me. I don't know what time it is, but I know it's afternoon. And on a Sunday, but I've been busy this past week between working and what else did I do? Picked up the kids, my grandkids, I think. I don't remember. It was a busy week. So this week, well, now the grandkids are home from, the oldest one is home from school, not only for the virus, but also spring break. So I'm not sure how much extra time she has to be home for that, but I'm supposed to watch the kids sometime this week too. Hi, Tonda. Glad you're all watching. I figured you'd all be eating your Sunday dinners. My husband is working today, so I just had a little snack and then came down here and start prepping for my project, which I have been waiting. I actually had this started before I even knew that this was coming out, and once I saw this French Market, I was like, oh, that is going to go perfectly with this project I was working on, which I will try to explain. Get all these big things out of the way. So, oh, I forgot. We had the little wooden cutout Easter eggs right here. They're sold out. They're no longer available, but you got 3 of them in a pack, and they came with transfer patterns on them, and some people were using them as petals for flowers. And so I traced out some paper, scrapbook paper, and made a flower instead of using the actual egg. So I used my little French, it's kind of a French farmhouse papers, these patterns, and I've used them on other projects. So I cut them out to the shape of the egg, and then I had some of this glittery paper left over from another project of crafting. And so I made a flower. I glued them together. And then in the middle, I'm going to use this, this buffalo plaid. And so I made this flower, and we're going to put a stem on it. I'm going to glue this on here eventually. So this is a canvas banner, Couture's. It comes in this color. Comes in the regular canvas color, and I dyed a whole bunch of these. When will you be doing your live for CC? That is Thursday the 26th. That's another thing that my mind was on this week, that I didn't have time to come on live because I've been trying to rack my brain of what to do for the Couture live. Thursday the 26th of March at 4 o'clock Central Time, 3 o'clock Mountain, 5 o'clock Eastern. So yeah, that was a nice surprise. But so I've been they want me to do a couple projects, so and show some of my techniques. So I'm trying to. Usually I don't like practice one or do one before I go live, but I probably will for this live. I will probably kind of do one ahead of time just to make sure I don't have any surprises or anything, make sure it works. So that's for the Couture designers. It's through the Couture's private group. It's called Couture, what is it called? Couture Design Studio Facebook page. And Amelia, who's with Couture, if you've seen Amelia, she will be monitoring. She'll be looking at the questions and speaking while I speak too, but she'll be asking me what people are asking me. So what did you do? I used Rit dye. Yeah, so back to this. I dyed some pillowcases and some banners in a gray color. I don't know if it had a specific name. It was like last summer, last fall when I did it. And every once in a while I'm like, oh, I should work on these dyed canvases. So I have a light one still. They came in I did different batches, and that towards the end they came out lighter gray. So this was from the same pot of dye. It was on my stovetop. And so the first ones came out darker than the last ones, which was kind of cool because then it gave me different hues of gray to work with. But I'm going to work with the dark one because I'm going to put a white paste on it, gold and almond. I'm kind of debating on which colors I want to use. But so that was the lighter one. And the dye kind of, even on this one, so originally like this, and then these were the first ones I did, and these were the last ones I did. And even the dye is not like perfectly colored, like I don't know if you can see on the camera, but there's different intensities of the dye in the fabric. So it's kind of like tie-dye. You know how it kind of looks washed in some areas more than others. So I kind of like that too. I think that gives it more character. They do get really wrinkly, so I have to like really press and press and press to get them flat again. That's one thing. So that is that. And these are available on the website under transfers. You can also see them in the catalog. This catalog's available to view on the website too. But if you go and look at transfers, surfaces, they're right here. They come in two sizes. Hanging banners. The 15 by 23, which is this size, is $19.99. The larger one, which is 21 by 29, is $24.99 retail. They come with these awesome magnet wood strips. And I just got the bottom. I need to get the top. It's in the closet. So the idea is that you can replace your banner for different holidays or different seasons or whatever, for whatever reason. You can change them out and they just magnet in like this. But I tend to accessorize my banners, and they kind of get heavy for the magnets, so sometimes I end up stapling them on the wood and gluing them on. So my husband is going to make me just get some wood and make me some strips, so I don't have to use them. I don't want to waste the money of the magnetized ones when I'm going to be gluing them on and stapling them on. Like, they're not removable then. So I'd rather keep these for ones that are lighter weight and I can change out. Because I don't know if you've seen pictures of mine, but I will like braid in some ribbon, which I'm going to do here on the twine on the hanger, and I will accessorize with paper flowers or bows or any kind of thing on the right corner of the hanger. So then it gets too heavy, and you can't change out your banner when you're incorporated all that stuff into your twine, so it wouldn't match your other banners. So that's why I end up gluing them on. So when I get this done, I probably won't actually use the magnet one. I'm gonna wait and get some that don't have magnets on them that my husband can make and stain them. So, let me go grab the top part. I'm missing that. But I will probably go ahead and weave in the ribbon and stuff just so you can see me do that today if we have time for that. So let's just get this out of the way. So those are our banners. Let me set them up here. And let's start working on it. So I want to put a stem on my flower. And I'm going to use, so this is the flower, just trying. What did you use to dye those? Yeah, red dye. Okay, nothing else has been asked. Okay, so this is my flower, and I'm going to lay it like right in here. Something like this, and I want my stem to go here. And then I'm using one of the borders out of, what do they call these? Border Variety. Because I'm going to put a border around it. I'm going to use this one. Okay, so this is the big package of different borders, which I love. I love the borders. They have a small package called boho borders, and that big one with the bigger. So I'm going to put that. But I'm also going to use from the French Market. I'm going to put French Market down here. And I'm not going to chalk these designs in this area. I'm going to move these corners up to here, okay? And then I'm going to run this down, and then we'll put this corner down here. So we're going to spread these borders here out, okay? So also, I guess the original one was misspelled. From what I can understand, and you guys can correct me, you guys that are designers, that the O should be an A, is what I'm hearing. So I like this French wording here, but if all I have to do is change that to an A, then I just won't chalk the O and lay it back down and put an A there. So I'm going to do that. I don't know if that's really right for sure, but that's what I'm going to do, because I kind of like the look of it on there. So, but the first thing we need to do is get our stem. And so why do I have this tape here? That is so I can kind of guide me of where I want that stem to be as I put in that big transfer. So I'm going to set these aside because I have to use this big, I'm going to use this big stem right here. So I'm going to place this about, I'm going to use that blue tape to guide me, like right in here. Okay, and I'm going to do that in gold because my lettering is going to be in white and almond. So I want to make sure the gold doesn't blend into the wording, and it would be kind of hard to read with this line going through it. So I'm going to make the line gold, the stem, and do the wording in a light color. Plus I want light color on the dark background. So we got to get this monster out. Okay. This is Never Stop Making Wishes, which is more of a kind of a modern looking transfer. I got these a little tassel and a little wooden key that I put a little silver paste on it, chalk paste on it. Those are going to be some of our accessories up here on the top after we get the hanger on. So I'm going to try not to get this all the way off, but it might be kind of hard. Let's see. Working with these big transfers can be a pain, although this one isn't overly sticky, which is nice, because then you can, I think it's going to be best to take it off. I didn't want to, but oh well. Usually when I work with these big ones, I go to a much bigger countertop to do it. But. So I'm going to lay that right to the left of this tape. Here's my plan. Kind of like right in there. If this had been super sticky, this would have been a disaster working with this. But this was one of those that it came out not very sticky, which is kind of nice. So again, the flower is going to go right in this area. I'm looking at it. Something like that. Okay, I think that's about right. I want it set off to the left a little bit because I'm going to have my braided twine up here with braided ribbons and then some embellishments right here hanging down. So I need to have this offset, and plus I think things are more interesting if they're offset a little bit than like right smack in the middle. Plus our words will be right down here. So somewhere in here looks pretty good. And I'm just going to take the gold chalk paste. I'm going to use chalk. You can use ink, but I like, this is something obviously that will never get washed because it's going to have these paper flower on it. And it dries a lot faster. So I'm going to use chalk paste. And let me get a squeegee here. Yeah, we're just going to use a big one. I'm about out of gold. I need to order some. So I'm just going to put the gold on for the stem. Let's see how that looks. Looks pretty awesome actually. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut this up. And figure out what we're gonna do with this. Okay, I'm gonna set this down for a second so I can possibly just get my paper back on this and I will wash it later. Normally I'd probably just go hop up and go to the sink and wash it right away. So I make sure I got the shiny side to my sticky side. I'm just gonna lay that on there. So I can lay this aside without it sticking to anything. Okay, so we got our gold stem on. We can move these tapes now. And now I'm gonna, let's see, do I want to glue my flower on or wait towards the end? I might wait towards the end. Speaking of that flower, after I cut out the shapes, I did use some of the distressed ink on my little spongy and distress the edges of both the glitter paper and the print paper, and just to darken the edges a little bit so they stand out better. I also did that on, I think I did it on the circle too. This is going to go in the middle, okay? So I did just to define it a little bit more and distress it. So eventually this will go here, kind of like this, okay? Put this on here. I got my hot glue ready. I'm going to put these on the diagonal, like that. And then now we need to do our French market. Hi, Lori. How did you do last weekend? Oh, my craft show went pretty well. The numbers were down in attendance. They said some of the people around me weren't happy with their sales, but I did okay considering the attendance was down. It was super nice. A year ago it was bad weather. Attendance was down. This year it was like gorgeous out, but windy. And then I don't know if people were starting to be worried about the virus. I don't know. But I did okay. And that's the only show I do in the spring, so everything went out to the store at Valley. And I'll hopefully sell it out there. But I like to do the shows because, you know, I also tell people I do classes and stuff like that, so you kind of get the word out. Okay, just want to make sure that's dry. I think it is. Yep. And so yeah. Hi from Florida. Hi, Lori. So this is a banner that I dyed, if you're just joining. This is pretty sticky. I'm going to go ahead and put some fuzz on it. I'm just going to do the words right now. We're not going to do the border. I'm going to put the border actually out towards the corners more. And like right in here. I don't want to bring them all the way down because you got to keep in mind you got to put your wood on there. So keep the spacing in mind. Okay, I'm thinking something like this. I should probably measure just to make sure we're pretty much in the middle. 2. Oops. Alright, that's pretty good. So you can see how the line comes down, and it's going to go right through the H and the E, but that's okay. And then we're not supposed to do the O, and we're going to change that to an A. I believe that's what's misspelled, if I'm correct. Now I'm going to try to blend white and almond together, just so it kind of looks vintagey and old. Kind of try to mix white and not like blend them, but not completely blend them, if that makes sense. Hi, Annette. Hello. Hi, Diana. Diana and Lori are from Florida. I was supposed to do my first craft fair next Saturday, but it was canceled. Yeah, it's probably a good thing I didn't have any others canceled anyway, or scheduled, because they probably would have been canceled. Oh yeah, in Washington State, that's where a lot more cases are, I believe, right? I have 2 things on, and this one looks a little watery. Let me look at this one. Kind of got clumpy on me. added a bunch of water to it. And it's still kind of watery, but I have this one. Okay. And I'm not going to do the borders. We're going to put them up in these corners. I'm just going to do the words. I could do this in white and this in almond and that back in white. I could do something like that too, since they're different fonts. But let's just try to put a little here, a little there, and just blend them in. See the effect it has up here, kind of the white and cream. Kind of mimic that down here. Especially with this little fine print on fabric, you want to make sure you get a nice crisp, what's this little thing? I don't know what it's supposed to be there. Okay. So I'm just gonna dab some around, and then I'll pick up some white. Smooth it out. This way we kind of have a dirty looking font, I guess you could say. Alright. Sometimes when you're working on a fabric, you kind of have to go over it a few times, as long as your transfer isn't shifting on you. You don't want to press really hard, and you don't want your transfer to shift on the fabric if it's not overly sticky. Alright. Let's pull this up. So I need to put an A right there after this dries, because I think that's what I heard was misspelled. It has an O and it's supposed to be an A right there. So we'll see about that. So let's let this dry a little bit, or I might have to clean it. Let's just dry this. Oh, and Linda's from Florida too. Hi, Steve. How you doing? I'm just crafting away on this Sunday afternoon. This is going to be a flower here. The French market. Let's see if we can line up and put that A on there. I got my transfer stuck to the cord. This would probably be easier if I washed my transfer. I could see it better. Straight. That's right. I should be able to. Okay. fidgeting and just do it. Right? Little A right there. Let me just get one of these. There we go. Perfectly awesome. Now we gotta do our corners and these down the side. Okay. Isn't that looking good? So I want this down here. I want to put these corners and all this jazz up here. So let's do the top off the top. I guess they're the same. Top and bottom designs are the same. So what if I put this corner right on the corner of my fabric? And that way I know I'll have them the same all the way around. That makes sense, doesn't it? So let's do that. I'm just gonna do probably yeah, I don't know if I'll do all this line because I want to put this in here. That's going to have to be about right in there. So give me a little stop point so I don't over chalk it. Or if I did, I could put this on the inside. Let's see. Let's start contouring. Oh yeah, never mind. I'm gonna do it all the way down, and I'm gonna put that line on the inside of this line, just like these dots or lines with dots are up here. I don't know if you can see all that, but yeah, you'll see when I'm done. Okay, so I'm gonna do this whole corner. And I'm just going to dip in the almond and then dip in the white. I know you're all thinking, you're crazy mixing your colors, but it's alright. Okay. So now we want to do it on this corner. Let's just turn this around. Just want to make sure I don't have any. Lay that right in the corner. This is getting really good. Again, I'm going to dip in my almond and dip in my white. Making a dirty white chalk so we have this looking kind of vintagey. And that crisp white. Vintagey, that's a word, isn't it? I think so. Hi, Sherry. Alright, now let's go down here. This corner. Oops, let's fold it over a little bit. just putting them right in the corner. And just doing the corners on the transfer. And then I'll lay these in the middle and do these parts in the middle, in the middle. Now I'm using chalk paste on the canvas because I will not be washing it. It's going to have this paper flower on it when we're done. And I'm going to spin back around and do the top pattern up here. And should be able to center it by just getting it right in between these guys. So it's looking pretty good. But I'm gonna, I think I need to drop it down a little bit because I want to make sure I have room for my wood piece. So I'm gonna have to drop it down. I don't want it to be cut off into the wood trim. So let's drop it down right there and get it in the middle. Pressing that sticker down on my fabric so it holds it in place. Again, I'm working with white and almond. And the cool thing about doing a vintage looking piece, you know, it doesn't have to come out perfectly perfect. Well, I don't care if any of my stuff comes out perfectly perfect, because most of it's going to have a vintage vibe to them, and I think that also makes it look handmade. Just gives it more character. So that's what I love about it. Okay, there's the top. Now let's do the bottom one, and then we'll do our sides. We'll be done with this transfer. But yes, you can definitely just work on a smaller piece and do the whole thing and be done. But I like to think outside the box, I guess you could say. Okay, let's pick that up. Great. All right, now lay that in my water. I have a tub of water down here. And I'll start getting the chalk wet and getting it off. Hi, Joanne. How are you? How is everybody? Oh my gosh. It's kind of like I woke up today and thought, okay, let's be done with this virus thing. And that's a weird thing to think, but the only thing I think about is, like, you know, when a big event's over, you just move on. I wish we could just move on. But I don't know if we can. But while we stay inside, we can definitely craft and chalk. Alright, let's put this piece right in here. inside that, right inside this line. I'm going to use this side seems straighter cut than the other side, so I'm kind of using that to line up my line. Right inside. I want it to be straight. Let's see how that looks. Again, dip in my almond, dipping in my white. And I'm using the white and almond just to give it a dirty, worn, vintage look. Not just one straight, flat color. Oops. Then we want to pick it up and do it on this side. Trying to be about in the same places. So we need to take a clean squeegee and try to press it down. But it's not overly sticky. I don't want crooked. Kind of holding it down a little bit. It's not overly sticking to the fabric very well. Okay. There. So we got our border done. I'm gonna wash my hands a little bit. Now we need to glue on our flower, and then I'm gonna decorate the hanger, the ribbon. Hi, Marty. Working on a canvas banner, Couture's banner that I dyed in gray. I did a bunch of dyeing last fall. I can't remember when I did it. Late summer, fall. And so this was one of the banners. And I made a flower out of some French type paper theme and some glitter paper, tracing one of our Couture eggs to give me that petal. So I did five in the plain paper and 5 in the pattern paper and just kind of overlapped them. I also antiqued, distressed the edges of each petal to give it a little bit more dimension. Glued them together, and now we're going to put them on here. This is going to be our flower. I just remembered I was going to find a leaf. I'll still find a leaf. I'll probably put a little gold leaf right here. But I need to find some in my treasures of transfers. I'm sure I've got some leaf that will work. I'm going to put away my paste before it starts to dry. Scraping down the edges, rims of the jars. A little bit of almond got in there, but I'm just going to blend it right in to my white. Add a little water before I close it up. Throwing everything down here in my water. I have a pan of water down there. Gold I'm going to have to leave off on my flower. Okay. So got things picked up here a little bit. I got my hot glue gun on. And we're going to glue this flower on. Onto somewhere right in there. I'm just going to put some dots of glue. I kind of want it, I don't want it like completely flat. I kind of want it to wing out a little bit, maybe. If I don't, then I can always glue it down later. And plus I might add tacky glue later instead of the hot glue, but the hot glue will get it in place right away. Without all the strings. Okay. Okay. Okay, so we got our flower glued on. And then we're going to glue this on, and I do want it to be on the diagonal, not straight like this. I want it to be like that. I want to make sure I get the whole thing covered up. So something like this. So I'm going to do one side, and then I'll do the other side. Neat. I do need a leaf, 2 leaves maybe, one on each side. I'll have to find. I forgot to look for it before I started. There's a little extra chalk right here. It's kind of bugging me. So I'm going to just take the wet wipe and see if I can get it to pick up even on this fabric. I think it will. Can't do that with ink. So that's why I like to use chalk on my banners. Because we're not going to wash them anyway. Okay, cool. Alright. It's kind of turning out pretty. So get an idea what it's going to look like at the beginning. said, I like to embellish the twine. The hanger. And usually I have this string on the inside, so this is kind of weird. This is one of the older ones that doesn't have the groove for the thing. I might just go ahead and braid some ribbon and then take this out and attach it back in somehow. I'm thinking. I definitely don't like this string on here, the way it's done. So I'm going to cut it off and restring it. Hi Karen. The flower is amazing. I think it's looking kind of cool. It looks good when I look on the screen. So, yeah. Alright, let's restring this. Make it a little bit longer so we have some. I'm going to pull out my ribbons here. I've selected. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to braid these in with the twine and make a braid that comes up and loops with the extra ribbon hanging down here. And then I may add some of these paper flowers to it. I may not. It depends on if I think it's too distracting from this. But I also have this little tassel and this little key we could hang up here. I think would look cute. Something like that. Key and tassel. And like I said, I don't know if I'll do the flowers. If I do, it might just be these cream colored ones. Neutral. Let's see. So, okay. Okay, these are the ribbons I got. These 4. That's my twine. So I'm going to leave a lot of extra twine and I'm going to tie these all in a knot and then start braiding. So let's layer these like this. I'm just going to make a knot here on the end. I'll leave this in, and then we'll come up and braid and come around and then leave some longer ones on that side. So when you got, 4 ribbons and a twine, I just kind of change them around as I go. Like I'll start mixing them up. So it's not really perfectly braided, but let's see. It's hard to do when I don't have it pulled tight on one end. I'll probably end up redoing this, but we'll do it real quick here. I need to attach this in something. Oh, hold it. There, maybe that'll work. goes through here. I think I'll just tie these across the back. Figure out what I'm going to do this here. I have to figure that all out later, but okay, so get this on there. We got our hanger. Like that. You kind of get the idea. Okay. And then over here we can embellish with into my tassel, key. It's a little wooden key I bought. Okay, so you can get these hanging down. You can make a bow and just use the knot. Hang these down. Little trinkets. You can always put some flowers up there, up on this thing here. I'll have to figure this all out. I need to really work on it better. But you can get the idea. I don't want to bore you with trying to fiddle in with everything. I'll get it figured out. Add that on and see what it kind of is going to look like when it's done. There. I love this idea. You could watch me create. I feel like I'm boring you with trying to figure stuff out, but you can get the idea. So we got this braid of ribbons up here, and then I'll get it nice and tight, and then embellish this corner over here. So you get the idea. French market. You like it? So that is my live for today. I hope to do that tomorrow. I want to I, of course, took down my Valentine mantle, which I had an old window, and the piece that had "I love you, a bushel and a peck," and I want to make those to go with the Easter decor. So I might do that tomorrow live, and just gonna wash it all off and redesign on the same surfaces, and then I'll get them up on the mantle and take a picture of that. So that is it. I'm gonna find a little leaf too. I'm gonna put a little leaf on here in gold, so we can make that look more like a flower stem coming down. So I'll get it finished and I'll photograph it for you guys so you can see it when it's all done. Thanks for watching. I hope you designers can join me next week, Thursday, on Designer Studio, as I create on there live. You could ask questions and everything too. So hey, I'll talk with you later. Bye.